Hi, Stephen D here. I wasn't planning to be back making videos or anything this early, but this is something that needs to be said. Every day for the last 2, 3, 4 weeks, I've been hearing on the radio, Russia is behind, quote, cyber attacks. Russia is trying to influence our elections. Russia hacked into, Hillary's computers, the DNC computers, the DCC computers. And it's been repeated over and over again by the media as a known fact. Yeah. Based on what? There used to be this reality-based community over at a certain blog, you might have heard of it, called Daily Kos, and they prohibited discussions of conspiracy theories because they had this rule that said extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof. Well, how the hell is this Russia is trying to influence our elections and hacking into all this stuff about Hillary, and they're the ones behind it, and Putin is out to influence our elections? How is that not a conspiracy theory? I have not seen one iota of proof yet. All I've seen is stories in the media about people claiming they're behind it. And that's it. Anonymous sources. No evidence has been presented by anyone. None. Not one iota. And it's getting to the point where it's ridiculous. The media keeps repeating these stories as if they're all true. And it's funny because before the Democratic primaries were over, election hacking, our election systems could be hacked. Bernie Sanders supporters were protesting that, suggesting that. There was evidence about that, being presented in various statistical studies that were done. And we were all called conspiracy theorists, but we actually had some basis for that argument that we were making. The head of the American Statistical Association was actually on one of those studies that supported the view that the election had been, in certain counties, hacked to benefit Hillary Clinton. More than likely, much, with a high degree of significance. And yet we were conspiracy theorists. And now, without one iota of proof being offered, with only anonymous sources that are not named, and with flat-out statements with no evidence being offered by the Hillary campaign, by the DNC, and now by even President Obama, that somehow Putin and the Russians are out to influence our elections, and they're hacking our elections supposedly on these machines that are completely secure. At least they were 4 months ago. What changed? What changed since then? And what proof have they come forward with? Nothing. And yet, all of a sudden, now the media is concerned about these, Russian cyber warfare. We're being fed a bunch of bullshit, people. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof. Well, the Sanders people put together, and the people that thought there was evidence of, voter election fraud, put together, mounds and mounds of evidence to show that, yes, there was election fraud committed against Bernie Sanders, and we were all called conspiracy theorists. Even independent organizations like, Election USA, when they came out with their report, it was dismissed as a conspiracy theory. But now, suddenly, when all these leaks are coming out, from WikiLeaks and, Guccifer, it's like, oh, well, the machines can be hacked. Oh my God. And it's the Russians. It's the Russians that are behind it. And they're trying to influence our elections. And where's the fucking proof? Where's the evidence? I haven't seen any in the media. Have you? Have you seen any proof about this other than just bald-faced statements by, top officials, including President Obama? Give me a break. Unless you got some hard evidence, unless you got some proof that the Russians and Putin are behind these things which have been going on. I mean, these leaks were happening a long time ago. They've been coming out from WikiLeaks and Guccifer and other people, for a long time. Earlier in the year, and nobody was suggesting the Russians were behind it then. Nobody was coming out saying the elections could be hacked. There was cyber warfare from Russia. But now she's the nominee, and now it's okay to talk about this, and now it's not a conspiracy theory, it's the truth. It's being reported as the truth. I mean, there's not even any statements. I mean, I was listening to NPR today, and they just flat out said the Russians are, President Obama warns the Russians against, attacks, which, everyone knows are coming from Russia. It's like, everyone knows that? Really? Because I haven't seen any evidence of it. I haven't seen any proof. So show me the fucking evidence. Or stop the bullshit. That's really all I gotta say. Really. Stop the fucking bullshit about this. Until I see evidence that there was hacking and you could point that directly to the Russian government or Russian cyber hackers, it's nothing more than a conspiracy theory. That's all it is. Stephen D. signing off.
James Comey, the head of the FBI, the Democrats' punching bag, as I call him, testified in an intelligence hearing today on Capitol Hill. And it turns out during the presidential campaign, the FBI, despite what we've been told by the Democratic Party, contacted the DNC, not once, not twice, but 3, 4, 5 times, each time requesting their servers to investigate, to examine the DNC servers. Why? The FBI said we have evidence of Russian hacking, and we need to do forensics investigations on your computers to see how much Russian hacking has occurred. And each and every time, according to James Comey's own testimony, each and every time they contacted the DNC to obtain their servers so they could do a proper investigation in the interest of national security, mind you, the Democratic Party said no, 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 no. Can we have your servers? No. We need to really investigate your servers. Too bad. We need to do forensic investigation on your servers to make sure Russia is not hacking you. I don't give a damn. Too bad. Isn't it interesting? Isn't it interesting? Can you imagine what would have happened if evidence surfaced that the Donald Trump campaign was requested to cooperate with FBI agents or CIA agents or other intelligence officials, and the Trump campaign said no? No, F you. Can you imagine the outrage, the uproar? Oh my God, what do they have to hide? Now the DNC never, ever complied with that FBI request. Never. And the FBI told them, you're being hacked by Russia. You're being hacked by Russia. We need to do investigations on your server, to examine your server, to see how pervasive it is. Nope, not interested. Nope, who cares? Intelligence, who cares? Not interested. Instead, the DNC hired a third-party company to investigate and examine their servers. So they had more confidence in a third-party company than they did FBI agents. What a slap in the face to our intelligence agencies. Not only that, the DNC has told us on numerous occasions over the last month or two, we were never contacted by the FBI. Well, maybe we were, but it was low-level staffers. That's a lie. According to James Comey, they had conversations with the upper echelon of the DNC. So you tell me, Democrats, who's politicizing the intelligence agencies? Who does not have confidence in the intelligence officials in our country? Don't lecture us. Don't lecture Donald Trump. Don't lecture Republicans. Don't lecture Fox News or Sean Hannity or pundits for not having confidence in the U.S. intelligence agencies and instead having confidence in the Russian intelligence and Russian officials more when you yourself were requested to cooperate with our intelligence agencies in order to make sure we could stop or determine how much Russian hacking was taking place, and you didn't give a damn. You wouldn't cooperate. You were asked to do so 3, 4, 5 times, and you didn't care. But now that you lost the election, oh, now it's so important. Well, screw you and stop politicizing national security and foreign relations. It's not us, it's you. Look in the mirror, and you won't like what you have to see, Democrats.
Jim Lockwood.
If you like what you saw, ladies and gentlemen, hit the subscribe button so you can get updates whenever we post videos, which we do multiple times a day. And this is the Jim Lockwood Show, where the blind continues to fight the blind.